Well, howdy, and welcome to Host Advising. My name is Justin Tyone, and in the next few minutes here, you're going to hear me, the Department Head of Hospitality and Tourism Management, discuss what this program is all about as you work towards degrees and certificates. This isn't marketing in any way. This is simply me telling you about our program. So you should have the document that we're looking at right now in front of you as well. I probably sent it to you, emailed it to you, or it's on Canvas, online, on your email, whatever. So this is my address. This is my name and my email address. And you also here have our host website where you can go and find all kinds of good information. Here are the host rankings from the US Department of Education. This is something that I work very hard on with the other full-time faculty members here in hospitality and tourism. We are the #1 ranked college in the state of Washington. There are two universities above us. That's Washington State University and Central Washington University. Central Washington's hospitality program is located right here on campus in Des Moines at Highline College. We're pretty much one program in many ways. Sure, you move from one program to the other technically, but we are in many ways one program and we share faculty and that sort of thing. As you can see in the middle, we have some real specialty. That's going to be in hotel management. So that's my area of emphasis, and that's why I was able to get us to #5 in the entire Western United States. We're ahead of dozens of universities. So what it basically just means is the U.S. Department of Education says a 2-year degree from hospitality and tourism management in hotel management is more meaningful than a 4-year degree from almost every single university in the Western United States. We're very proud of that. It's something we've worked on. And then on the far right, you can see the overall school rankings. I know it's starting to get a little old. I probably need to update this, but not much has changed in academia since 2018. So you can see here that in the state of Washington, we excel in restaurant management, hotel management, tourism management. Then in the entire Western United States, you can see where we're ranked in these things. And in the entire United States, not even just the Western United States, you see. For colleges, we're #1, which I think is awesome. There are no colleges, according to the U.S. Department of Education, that are above hospitality and tourism at Highline College. And yeah, we worked hard for that. That did not just accidentally happen. So this is every single course we have in host. You can see that it is very extensive. You can compare this to just about any other hospitality school that exists in the United States or really anywhere in the world. You would see we offer more than basically everyone else. Even the highest rated schools are not going to be able to offer as much as we offer. And a lot of this just has to do with the number of students we have in our program. I was just looking at it. We have 230 students in our program total in this quarter. It does fluctuate between around 175 students and 230 students, depending on which time of year it is, which quarter, what's going on in the economy, that sort of thing. Here's another way to look at our courses. Now, this is important. Everyone who is an associate's degree student is going to take our host core courses. But if you're only here for a certificate, you're not necessarily taking all of those. We have 3 types of courses. One of them is called host operations courses. This is where you learn the front lines of an industry. If you want to be a tour guide, if you want to work on a cruise ship, if you want to learn how food and beverage works in front of house, that would be, so we don't teach cooking. You don't want to learn how to cook from me, but we do teach how to operate a restaurant for profit and customer service. You do want to learn those from me. That is something I actually know. So this is our operations courses. Then down here, you have niche courses. These are things that are hands-on that people need to learn no matter which area of hospitality and tourism they're going into. Maybe not all the different areas. If you're going into car rental, you don't have to know menu design, but for many. If you want to work in event planning, if you want to work in lodging, obviously food and beverage, these all take menu design. And therefore, we didn't build menu design into our operations courses. Instead, we We separated it and we said there's lots of different groups of people that are going to be best served by learning these hands-on skills. Finally, we have host management courses. Host management courses are intended for people who want to be managers in hospitality and tourism. So if you're here to learn the basic skills of how to be a waiter, if you're looking to transfer, maybe you want to minimize some of those management skills, those management courses. But if you are ready to be a manager, maybe you have a bachelor's degree or even a master's degree already, or maybe you want to excel, you want to be in courses that are going to teach you a little more. These are the more difficult courses, but I do promise you will learn a lot more. This is when we try to offer our courses. It doesn't always happen. For example, COVID really threw us for a loop, but this is when we try to offer our courses. So you will see we have a lot of online offerings every single quarter. You're always going to be set. In fact, you can see on the right-hand side, we teach 54 credits online in the fall, 61 in the winter, 54 in the spring, and 46 in the summer. That is a lot of credits. We also teach quite a few on campus. The reason that online looks like it's so many more is because there are a few courses that we only teach online. They're courses that perhaps just aren't quite as popular or don't lead directly to jobs. Finally, it's also the management coursework. Management courses are only taught online, and we treat you like a manager in those courses. It's just a little different where the learnings that we're trying to give you are best suited for an online atmosphere. There are other courses like Coffee House and Barista or the Art of Negotiation that really can't be taught online. How are we going to teach you to drink coffee and make coffee with expensive equipment while you're sitting at home online? It's not possible. You also can't negotiate by yourself. So that's how we kind of split all of this up. And the coursework at the bottom, it's all of the core courses. Those are consistently taught on campus. Or you can also see that there are some other things down there that we just try to make sure that you have access. If you prefer to be live face-to-face, you have a lot of options. Finally, I would talk about iBest, which is over here on the right-hand side. You can see coursework, iBest. iBest is Integrated Basic Education Skills Training. You don't need to know that. But what it basically means is that it's for people who are perhaps returning to school after a long layoff, or they just need extra assistance, or they're learning a new language, English. There's a lot of reasons to prefer iBest. iBest is a lot more hands-on type coursework, and you're going to be learning how to succeed, not only the material in courses, but you're learning how to succeed in school, in English, in the United States. So that could be a good choice for many of you. So you can feel free to ask me about that. Email me if you're heading in that direction. The courses are the same. It's just the assistance you get. So this is our most normal associate degree. And you can see everybody takes those core courses there at the top. So that's going to be 25 credits. Underneath that, you get to take any 33 credits in host. We do make sure that you take at least 2 host management level courses. If you want to take 5 or 6, that's awesome, but you are only forced to take 10. We need to make sure that everyone graduating is ready to move on to their next step. The state of Washington mandates 1 communication, 1 quantitative, and 1 human relations. Then here in our department, we know that we want you to have certificates, because in our industry, in hospitality and tourism, your resume needs to be much more than just, I have a degree. It needs to be a collection of certificates, degrees, work experience, volunteer experiences, trying to make you a holistic person. Well, this one is first aid, CPR, and AED. You get 3 certificates right there. You also get any other 15 credits from anywhere on campus. And by doing that, you're able to specialize in things that you need help with. Maybe you're not very good at computers. Let's get you computer courses. Maybe you really love environment and sustainability. We have quite a bit of that in our department, but we also want to make sure you can get that from other departments. Now, a lot of our students choose to transfer. Some of our students transfer immediately when they graduate. Others are looking for time off. They're going to work, and maybe they're probably going to transfer in the future, but they're not 100% sure. Well, this is the most common AAST. That stands for Associates of Applied Science Transfer. It is at CW on campus at Highline College. So you don't leave, you're working with these same instructors. Technically, I would be your advisor when you're at Highline, and technically, Dr. Seyoon Lee is your advisor when you're at CW. But both of us teach on both sides of campus. We're both involved on both sides of campus. Their program is called Hospitality, Tourism, and Events. That's where the HTE comes from. And you would want to take these exact courses to make sure that you succeed as you move forward to the next level in your career. So as you go through, you can just see, you would choose one from here, one from here. These are non-host courses that are all required. And then these are the host courses you would take. There you go. You still get a lot of electives. You can have up to 23 electives. So it's not like you're selling yourself short by doing a slightly different plan. There are other schools that I've worked with to set up how do you get to transfer. Grand Canyon University is the most beautiful campus I've ever seen. It's in Phoenix, Arizona. Fantastic place to learn. They're very good for international students. So we decided to build an articulation agreement with them. Now you can see it's quite a bit more tedious to follow. You're a little bit more, you have fewer electives, you have fewer abilities to choose your own courses at times, but this is not too bad. And so you could easily go there. This is a very prestigious school located in Switzerland. So this is an associate's degree that would allow you to transfer to Caesar Ritz. And so you'd see here's the host coursework, the business coursework, other coursework. You basically have 0 electives though. The great part is you do enter as a 4th quarter student, which means you're only going to have 5 quarters remaining. So you can do that in 1 year and 3 months of living in Switzerland, and you'll have a bachelor's degree from a very prestigious school. Now, this is the world's #1 ranked hospitality school. It is the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, UNLV. We have an AAST with them. So the core is even a little bit different. They've made it very difficult to transfer to their school, but we managed to put together an awesome plan for you still. As you'll see here, you do get 22 electives still, so that saves you, and you can still, in terms of you get to focus on what you want to focus on within our program. Up here, you see there are some courses that transfer really well, and then you can see here that these are still required. And then down here, non-host, and each one is required. So if you want to leave UNLV as an option for you, you need to follow this strictly. Now, like I said earlier, we're really into certificates. You see, when someone earns a degree, we want them to also get 3 or 4 or even 5 certificates all at the same time. So we offer a ton of certificates that you'll be earning as you go along. And what makes this neat is you get a degree from Highline College, but you get certificates from the state of Washington, and you get a high school diploma from the Highline School District if you finish an AAS. Now, I know you might be saying you don't need another high school diploma or something like that, but this is all about growing your resume. And the bigger your resume, the better your resume. Customer service certificate in hospitality. All you have to do are these 3 courses and you're set. So basically every single one of our students gets this certificate. Basically, every one of our students also gets the Hospitality and Tourism Specialist, because this is just 2 courses that are part of our core and any other 11 credits so that you've specialized in something within hospitality and tourism. So when someone says, oh, I see you have a degree in hospitality and tourism, what is that about? You can say, well, I specialized in cruise lines, specialized in recreation and park, specialized in car rental, whatever it is that you want to say you specialized in. Well, you'll have the actual certificate to show it. Now, our most popular areas each have a certificate just for them. So instead of a host specialist alone, you tell someone in an interview that you did, this is actually one for event planning. So in event planning, you're going to take all of these courses right here, 106, 7, 9, 29, and 205. And then you're going to take one of these 2. Now, both of those are in the core. These are called stackable certificates. You see, you can be earning 164. When you take Host 164, you can be using it towards your specialist, customer service, and event planning certificate all simultaneously. So you end up in 6 to 9 months, you'll already have 3 certificates just like that. Um, as you can see, this makes you well-rounded in event planning. This is something I have extensive experience in industry from when I worked for Hilton, and we had 25,000 square feet of meeting space and tons of events all the time that I got to manage. So this one's for food and beverage. So as you come down here, you can see everybody's taking menu design, food and beverage operations, and the production and supply chain of food. Man, there are some awesome jobs these days in areas that most people don't know exist. And that's the production and supply chain of food. So we're trying to make you, once again, well-rounded, but we want you to choose the direction you do that within. So the 3 required courses are where food comes from and how we sell it and everything about running a food and beverage operation. Then you have to choose sustainable food and agriculture. That's for people who really want to go into supply chain. Barista and coffee house. That's for people who are maybe more entrepreneurial, who are maybe trying to run their own business, but also people who just love coffee like me. Banquets and conferences is for more of the event planning type people, because event planning and food and beverage go hand in hand. Then you'll see these same 2 courses in so many places, 164 and 165. You take one of those, and then you complete one of these 2 down here, which is either wine and lots of other beverages as well. So it's beverage service and coffee, and tea and water even, or food is medicine, which is a nutrition course. Here you would take hotel and resort operations, my true passion. So here you would see lodging, housekeeping operations, which I always have to remind people is not how to clean, it's how to manage 50 people who are cleaning in a institutional housekeeping, career planning, customer service operations. There we go again. Art of negotiation, managing customer service. As you can see, a lot of these courses, it's the same courses over and over again that you're kind of starting to see. Certificate of flight, airline and airport. We call it certificate of flight though. You know, we even have a full classroom at SeaTac Airport that we often work with. So there's an organization there called Airport Jobs, and they run something called Airport University. And I'm lucky enough that I've been able to teach there many times, and Highline College teaches a lot of credits there every quarter. So we have hands-on experience available to you, and we work a lot with the human resources there. So you would take travel geography, customer service, airline, airport, and then any one of these 2 courses, just so that you've specialized in something within, our field. Nonprofits are very cool. This is if you want to help the community, work with the community, and these are the courses. As you can see, there's 2 in our department, and then there are 3 in business and 1 in legal. Keep going on down here. We have a certificate of applied sustainability, where you're going to be working with the environmental sciences, sustainability, hospitality and tourism, but more in the tourism side, where you're learning about food and rec and park and development through tourism. So there's that. And then the final certificate we have is a certified coffee professional, which is so much more than drinking coffee. And you can see it's a little intense here. We can only teach coffee roasting fundamentals rarely, because it is such an extremely tedious course to set up. It's fun to be in, but using an open flame for 4 to 6 hours at a time and finding the space and the $25,000 worth of equipment is not always easy, but we try to make sure we get this certificate offered once a year, which really just means coffee roasting fundamentals. As long as we get it once a year, we're good. And that's our program. That's how you read it. If you're just getting started in our program, what you really need to figure out is which of these courses up here are you most interested in. Circle them. And then come down here and see when they're offered. Highlight those. And then figure out which degree plan you're going into. You don't need to figure out the rest of your life right now, though. As I showed you, almost everything overlaps everything else. So as you're going through all of this, if you start with a course like 164 and Host 100, those 2 courses are going to count towards any certificate or degree. They're for every single transfer agreement. There's a lot of courses like that. That's our core. So you can start there, and then as you go further, I'll be here to help you every step along the way, and we'll make sure that you get to succeed, whatever it is that you're here for.